And welcome back to Cigar Time, your friendly neighborhood show all about premium cigars and whatever else we can think of.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? So how's everyone?
Simply marvelous.
Made it through the hurricane okay?
Made it through the hurricane okay.
Since we didn't
Happy
have
to
a
say
hurricane.
there's no drama in my life at the moment,
Wow.
and I'll take it.
Write that down.
The red letter day.
Next thing you know, you're going to go home and the FBI's going to be waiting for you.
No, thank you. We are going away this weekend.
Oh, yeah, where you go?
We're going to Tobyhanna. We rented this absolutely gorgeous cabin that's big enough for my kids-in-law, and all 3 grandkids.
Oh, that's cool.
So we got to hang out, and there's a alpaca farm.
Oh, that's right, you
Right
told me
up the
about that.
road.
Yeah.
So I know the kids are going nuts with the alpacas.
Absolutely, that's cool.
And there's a lake, so I know I'll go nuts with the
The
fishing.
fishing, yeah.
There's no sharks in Tobyhanna, right?
But not as far as I
Good.
know.
That's cool.
Get worried
today,
about you.
Today we are smoking the Sancho Panza
Double Maduro.
Double Maduro.
Now, the Sancho Panza brand, even outside of Cuba, has been around a long time.
Really?
Well, it's one of the older Cuban brands.
Yes.
And it was one of the early brands to become non-Cuban also.
Mm-hmm.
But they completely reconfigured the brand in terms of blending and packaging.
Yes.
And it was
Recently.
yes,
Yeah.
about 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was a triple effort between Matt Booth from Room 101,
Right.
Justin Andrews, who's like the brand manager over at General,
Okay.
and the factory people at Hatza, which is Honduran American Tobacco, which is General's factory
In Honduras.
in Honduras. So it is a completely different line of cigars. It comes in 3 versions. There's the original, there's the Double Maduro, which we're smoking today, and there's the extra forte. They are all extremely reasonably priced.
Yes.
This Toro size is $7 and change.
There you go.
I like Actually, there's been a price increase.
What?
$9.59.
Oh,
For the Toro?
Yep.
they raised the price.
Wow. Okay. So they're still pretty.
Still
They're under
very
10 bucks.
reasonable. Yeah, anything under $10.
It's actually a
you can buy
big.
today.
It's actually a big Toro.
Yeah, I thought maybe I got the Gordo.
It looks like a 6.5.
And it's a little beefy.
Yeah, and it's probably a 52, 54. Just like
Well, now I'm looking at an analysis at the bookstore, so it doesn't count.
yeah, that's the one I was on. It's the blend is Ecuador and Sumatra.
Well, now there's an interesting thing right there.
Yeah.
Ecuador Sumatra, of course, is a very commonly used wrapper.
Right.
You almost never see an Ecuador Sumatra Maduro.
Right.
And in this case, the way they got there was it's a sun-grown Sumatra that they then processed as a Maduro.
Okay.
The binder is from Esteli in Nicaragua. It's also Maduro. That's why this is a double Maduro. And the fillers are Dominican and Nicaraguan from all over both countries.
Mm-hmm.
And multiple different primings. It's considered officially a medium to medium plus.
I can see that. Yeah, I've had this before. So. You mentioned the Cuban Sancho Panza. That's probably one of my favorite Cuban cigars, and you never really hear of it. Everybody always talks about the Cohibas or the Monte Cristos or the Romeos. Or
Well, here's an interesting thing about that. The Monte Cristos and the Sancho Panzas are made in the same factory, and they are essentially the same blend. There's very, very little difference between them. So, if you buy a Sancho Panza Cuban, the likelihood that it's fake is much lower because people don't bother to fake Sancho Panzas.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I
like the Bellicoso.
And it's going to be maybe 30% less expensive
Yes,
than a
the Monte
Monte Cristo.
Absolutely.
So and the number two,
Yeah.
the torpedo,
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
it's just like the Monte 2, and it is wonderful.
It's very good. When I used to buy boxes of Cubans, that's the one I bought. And it was, like you said, it's much cheaper than the Monte Cristo, and it tastes just as good,
Yep.
if not better, to me anyway.
I
I
agree.
love it. I think it's really good. The only problem is, the last time I bought it was, me and a friend of mine went in on a box, and he bought Cohibas, and I bought the Monte Cristo, the Sancho Panza. They came in, and my box was fine. His box had beetles all over it.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, and that's inherent with Cuban cigars,
Yeah,
because they don't.
they don't freeze them.
They don't freeze them, yeah.
They don't do what they need to do.
Yeah. Hey, Moose.
Hey,
Yeah.
not bad.
Good.
Got a couple news items for you.
Okay. Cool. Are you going anywhere? Perhaps everybody goes somewhere.
To hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I'm going
country-
there too.
Country's doing that right now. So.
First thing is Crown Head
Yeah.
is coming out with TAA in November.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be good for our stores since we're
We're
TAA
TAA members.
members. So,
And we do well with the
TAAs.
Crown Head TAA
Yeah,
in
yeah.
particular.
so they got a new one coming out in November.
Do you know what it's called or anything about it?
It doesn't say here. Hold on, let me-
It'll be the something angel.
It just says Crown Head TAA slated for November. Yes, it's the Angel's Anvil. Or the Lost Angel.
Well, the
Okay.
Lost Angel was the one they did last year too.
Mm-hmm. We did that on the show a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that's happening for cigar releases. And in legislation,
I'm afraid to hear it.
actually, it's not a bad thing. California governor signed a new bill creating an unflavored tobacco list. Does not apply to premium cigars.
An unflavored tobacco list.
Yes.
So that
Is
means
that like
flavored tobacco is gonna be banned? I mean, otherwise, why bother
I
to
didn't
separate?
separate them, right.
I didn't have a chance to read through the whole legislation,
Well,
so I don't know.
I
exactly.
wonder if it says tobacco list. It doesn't say cigar list, it's tobacco, so it's all tobacco, like pipe tobacco, cigarette
Right,
tobacco.
probably.
But
stuff
it
like that.
leaves out premium cigars.
It leaves out, does not apply to premium cigars.
So acid is safe.
I don't think they can sell us in California now, because I'm pretty sure they have a flavor ban. And even though you can't distinguish what flavor it is, I think it's anything that's not a natural cigar.
Well, I like that better anyway.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
I like my cigars to taste like
Cigars, right, exactly, not infused.
God knows what.
Infused with scented oils.
Aqua Velva.
Is that still around?
I don't know.
You know what I used to wear when I was a kid? Brute.
Brute.
And high karate.
I was gonna say high karate.
Oh, Jesus.
You can still buy that on.
Yeah, that's around.
Well, no, they don't. I don't think they make it anymore, but I think you can get it like on eBay. Like people still have bottles of it. Like check it out.
I still actually wear it. The stuff that they used to put on you in a barber shop.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
called Clubman.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a bottle of that.
Do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a bottle of that.
I still love
As
that stuff.
aftershave?
Yeah.
I use.
Not that I use it very much because I don't shave that often.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I use Old Spice. I love it. I love Old Spice. I always did. Even when I was a kid, my grandfather. Actually, on the box of Old Spice, it says, "If your grandfather didn't use this, you wouldn't exist."
That's pretty good.
It is. It's very good marketing. So I think, hey, if it's good for my grandfather,
Then it ought to be good
good
enough
for
for
me.
you.
I use it. I used it today, even though I didn't shave.
So that's about all the news I got.
Okay. Anything else? All right, let's get our first impression.
A little cocoa, just a little bit of pepper. So far, it burns good. Bodes well for the construction.
Mm-hmm.
Ashes kind of flighty with this. Side real tight.
Okay.
And it's pretty good. Damn good.
Mine is, yeah.
Not mine.
Nothing bad.
No, no bad.
Paul?
Still tastes good.
Well, if I had my eyes closed and I hadn't read the analysis, I would still tell you that this was absolutely an Ecuadorian wrap.
Mm-hmm.
There is a mineral quality when you first light up Ecuador Sumatra that is absolutely there. There's a little bit of cocoa underneath it. There's a little bit of white pepper underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
But at least right now, that Ecuadorian mineral thing is right at the front.
Yeah, I'm getting some sweetness to it. I'm definitely getting the cocoa taste to it. I'm not getting much mineral. I am getting a little of it, but not much at all.
Maybe that's what I'm confused with the pepper. Because I don't know.
No, there's definitely pepper.
It's more on the finish. After you
Yeah.
blow out the smoke,
Right.
that's when the mineral hits.
Yeah, there's a note in the retro ale that I cannot identify. I don't know what it is. It's pleasant, but I just can't put my finger on what it is.
It's a little bit floral.
You think?
Yeah.
Now my ass is starting to flight. Yeah. What's that?
I smoke faster than you, so I got that at the 40 bar first.
Did you ever see something called Sensen? They were these tiny little tablets that you would chew up to get rid of the smell of smoke. It was for cigarette smokers. It wasn't a cigar thing.
Okay, then no.
And they were purple, and it wasn't lavender, but it was something else, maybe violet.
Right.
It was a weird thing to have to chew on, like a flower.
Right.
And I get that off the retro hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a note in here that I just don't get.
It's
I mean,
to me it's floral.
Definitely taste it, but I can't identify it. It could be. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Sensen was the kind of thing you would find on somebody who was smoking cigarettes and wasn't supposed to be,
Right.
and they would chew a Sensen after. They were awful. I mean, don't
Did it
get me
work?
wrong, they were disgusting.
Yeah. Did it work?
Well, I never took them for
Oh.
professional purposes. I used to steal them from my father just because they were like candy. But
So
they
you
were,
ate it?
But they were awful candies, so I stopped eating it.
Did you swallow? You supposed to swallow
You
it?
chew it up and swallow it. Yeah.
But it was horrible. So why did you do it?
I had to try.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I get that stuff called Touchy Gold, with Buddy Chris.
Yeah.
You can mix it.
Yeah.
That stuff works real good. Takes the nicotine right out of your mouth.
Really?
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Yeah. I don't use anything.
I need the nicotine in my mouth. Otherwise, all my teeth would fall out.
Don't know what will grow in there without it.
I can't go anywhere with that.
It's smoking really well.
Yes.
It's packed. It's definitely packed.
But the draw is wonderful.
Yeah, I would think because of the
Well,
how packed it is, you wouldn't get a good draw, but I am.
Yeah, I am
Definitely.
too. Good smoke.
And it puts, yeah, I was just gonna say, it puts out a lot of smoke too.
I wonder if they thought of how to do the Cuban strippers. When they roll the leaves up, they roll them like a fan. So there's spaces in there.
You mean the
You mean
Yeah,
the booking?
booking?
Yeah, booking,
I don't know. I don't know what they teach. I don't know what they teach in general.
General, they teach fast.
Yeah.
They have to, man.
They're putting out a lot.
Putting out a lot of
Sure.
cigars, I know. So, we just got a ton of stuff in.
Yes, we
A
did.
ton of stuff, more than I've seen in a long time.
From almost
From
everybody.
from a lot of people, yeah. Even boutique stuff.
Yep. I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
I love seeing piles of boxes of cigars come out.
Not so much moose though. You
Well.
gotta check it all in.
Die Celtics.
How about them Phillies, man? They ended up with the second best record in the National League and third best overall.
Be a shame for them to get knocked out in the NLDS.
Yeah, by
wouldn't
those shitty Mets. That
Wouldn't
would be
it be a
How
shame?
horrible.
about those Mets, though?
I still think they colluded with the Braves and said, you win one game, we'll win the other. So they get in. Because if one of the teams lost both games, they were out. And the
So you
Diamondbacks
think
would be-
they agreed to do that?
I think, and Piz pretty much,
I think they said whoever won the first game
yeah,
was definitely going to pull back on the second game.
yeah. So
But
they
I
can-
think they both tried to win the first game.
yes, they both tried to win the first game,
Right.
but whoever lost was going to win the second game, and that's what I thought. So it was in their benefit to do it.
Yeah.
So.
So, speaking of baseball,
Yeah.
now that he's dead, do you think Pete
Nope,
Rose is going to get in?
nope.
No, I'm not
talking
asking if he should. I'm asking if he
about- You
will.
better not. You better not.
Nothing changed except he's dead.
Nothing changed except he's dead. Which can only help his case.
Well, we
Can't
know
do
he's not
anything.
gambling anymore.
You can't do anything to mess it up now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But he was one of the best baseball players ever.
Ever.
And I will never knock him for that. But
He threw it all away.
he threw it all away because he thought he was better than the game. And that's just not right.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, there's a huge sign in every clubhouse, no betting on baseball. It doesn't matter if you bet on your team to win or you bet on your team to lose. You cannot bet on baseball. Period.
Yep.
And he thought he was bigger than the game and he could get away with it. No,
But the
absolutely
only
not.
issue now is you can't put anything on, whether it's on a TV, social media, or radio, without hearing gambling sites.
Well,
Everything
that's
is
just
so tied to
you know what?
sports.
That's just a weak person who just because it's always you hear it all the time. Doesn't mean you have to do it.
No, I'm not talking about on that end. I'm talking about the fact that, oh, you can't gamble, but they have every fan trying to get involved in gambling,
Yeah.
pushing it. So how do you
And the,
separate the
and the
two?
leagues are involved.
Yeah.
Even though they don't gamble, they're financially involved.
But you're not allowed to bet on it. You can't bet on it, dude. Play your
There's
play.
no betting in baseball.
Yeah. Play when you play. Have your career, and then afterwards bet
Gamble all you want.
all you want. You'll have the money.
Well, it kind of was afterwards. He was a manager.
Well, he was still involved with
Yeah.
the team.
He was in the game.
He was in the game of baseball.
You could still influence the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as a manager, yeah. But you know what? It doesn't matter if he bets for the team to win. He said, "Oh, I bet on my team to win." I'm like, it don't matter.
It
You know
doesn't
what?
even matter if you bet on a different team.
No.
There's no gambling in baseball.
Exactly. Players and whoever is involved with the team is not allowed to bet on the game. So just don't do it. Bet on football. Bet on basketball. Bet on hockey.
It's not
Bet
complicated.
anything you want. Just don't bet on baseball. It's one of the only rules. Even what's his name? Cy Young killed a guy and he's in. Was it Cy Young?
I
Yeah.
didn't know he killed the guy.
Somebody killed a guy. Was it Cy Young? Maybe not. Who's
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
No,
Kicked
he didn't.
somebody.
he's one of the reasons I am so adamant about it. He was in a couple meetings to throw the World Series in 1919, right? But he never did. He didn't do anything that would
Throw the game.
throw the game. I mean,
Well, he was the only guy that didn't get in trouble, right?
no, he did. He's not allowed in the Hall of Fame. And there was no law back then that you couldn't. It was just, you weren't supposed to. And then they kicked him out anyway. And there's no Hall of Fame for him. And he was one of the greatest players ever.
It's Kevin Costner's fault.
It's just, it really pisses me off. He should never get in. He will never get in. If he does, you have to let the 1919 guys get in, like Joe Jackson, Eddie Seacott. Those guys were phenomenal.
What's your stance on the steroid guys?
You know what?
With a caveat.
I don't.
I don't.
I think
they
it should be
get
separate, maybe. I'm not sure about that.
I think it shouldn't count. They should not be allowed in if they were found on steroids.
Yeah, you're probably right. And they're not. McGuire's never getting in. Bonds is never getting in.
Sammy Sosa.
Well, Sammy Sosa wasn't that good of a player.
Schilling.
No, Schilling's not getting in because he's.
No, I thought Schilling was on the.
No, I don't think so.
I thought he was. I thought he was on the.
I think it's just because of what he does, all the other stuff outside baseball, that keeps him out. And he never got along with the writers, and that's the biggest thing.
Well, Pete Rose should have done what the Japanese guy out west did.
Yeah. He actually brought that.
His assistant
Place all the
His
best,
interpreter
and then
and
throw him
assistant.
under the bus.
Exactly.
I mean, that
Roger
worked.
Clemens.
That's
isn't
what I
getting
meant.
in.
Clemens, not Schilling.
Yeah, Clemens isn't getting in.
Nah.
But is Andy Pettit getting in?
I mean, I guess he would get in because he was on the board, but I don't. He's borderline.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he would get in, even though he got caught doing steroids, but he admitted it. And he was able to play afterwards. Everybody else, not so much, like Rafael Palmeiro. He absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He's got 3,000 hits, he's got 500 home runs, he's got a ton of doubles, and he was a Gold Glove at first base. He's a great player. And he played for almost 20 years. Very good, but since he was, waving his finger at Congress saying, I never took steroids,
I don't
and then
have
they
a
caught him
problem.
with steroids.
I think the steroid guys should get in.
You think they should?
Yeah. I think Bonds is the best hitter I ever saw. How do you keep him out? And he was an incredible hitter before that.
Yeah. He would have gotten in without it,
Right.
without steroids.
He just wouldn't have hit 73 home runs.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, yeah, I don't know about the steroids. But definitely betting in baseball, dude. You can't get in. That's the rule. Since 1919, actually 1920. Since 1920, you can't. So, I don't know. Steroids is a different type of animal. I heard an interview with Mike Schmidt and said if it was around during his time, he would have taken them. And most of them don't take it to get better because you still have to hit the ball.
Right. They take it to heal quicker.
They take it to
Yeah.
heal quicker.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You still have to hit a baseball, though, which is the hardest thing in sports to do. So, I don't know. You still have to hit the ball. You know what I mean? You can take all the steroids in the world. It doesn't make you a better hitter.
It's probably the only sport you could fail 7 out of 10 times and be a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, yeah. Absolutely. Try doing that. Try doing that in basketball. Making 30% of your shots.
33.
30,
Yeah, but if you hit 333,
333.
you hit 333, you're definitely getting it in the hole.
Yeah. Unless you take steroids.
Unless you take steroids.
But steroids are going to make you hit the ball. You still have to see the ball and swing the bat.
As the current early said, I see the ball, I hit the ball. If you don't see the ball.
I think the best hitter I ever saw was Tony Gwynn. He was an incredible hitter.
Yeah, Gwynn and Boggs, but they were more singles and a little bit of power, but
Well, so was Pete Rose.
right.
He was a singles hitter, doubles hitter.
Rose and Ichiro, my God, that's all they ever hit.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're getting on base. And that's what you're supposed to do. And now we move to the Eagles. I don't know what we're going to do with Jalen Hurts. Seriously, he's a turnover machine.
Well, that's not good.
He's played 4 games and has turned the ball over 7 times.
I was listening to WIP this morning, driving in.
Yeah.
And somebody says, So look at his college career. He started out as a ball on fire in Alabama, and he got benched.
That wasn't his fault though. That was the coach thinking that Tua was better.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit, but maybe he saw that something was coming up, and he maybe saw the production dropping off.
He left Alabama and then won the Heisman Trophy, didn't he, in Oklahoma?
Well, I don't know if he wanted Heisman.
I don't think he won.
I don't
They
think he
didn't
won
win?
Heisman.
I thought he won.
He may have been in the running.
He's definitely in the running.
I have two knocks on, well, more than two, but two of the biggest ones is he's too short to be a quarterback. He may be 6 foot tall. Problem is his linemen are 6'8", and you got to throw the ball over them. That's why he gets a lot of balls knocked down. And his arm strength is horrible. I can throw right-handed as far as he throws right-handed.
So then how did he do so well last year?
It wasn't last year, it was 2 years ago.
2 years.
I don't know. Just the same way Carson Wentz did in 17. I don't know.
When you first come into the league, nobody has a book on you,
Yeah.
and you get away with all kinds of shit. Now everybody's got a book on you, and they know what you do, what you can't do, and they play you accordingly. So now everybody's caught up to what he does and what he doesn't do,
Mm-hmm.
and they got a book, and they just read it, and say, okay, we know what he's going to do.
And the thing is, if he's, what he did in 17 was he ran a lot, and people weren't expecting it, and they didn't realize how good he was at running, and now they do. And if he doesn't have his legs and can't run, he's not a very good quarterback.
Another thing,
He's not accurate either. So, oh my God, how many
the other
passes?
thing is they know if they push from the left, he's going to go right.
He always goes right.
He always goes right. Well, now they push from the right, make him go left, and he can't throw.
He can't.
From that side of the field.
No, and he fumbles the ball when he goes left.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to do. I want him to be
Do
good.
we have a backup?
I don't even know who the backup is. I don't even know.
I think the third string guy is pretty good.
Is he?
Tanner.
I was going to say Tanner Banks, but he's a
No,
pitcher.
he's a
for the
pitcher.
Phillies.
Tanner McGee.
Okay,
He's a two-letter man.
He's like 6'6".
right,
He's got a good arm.
right.
Given the time, he could become a damn good quarterback.
Okay.
He may not be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he's going to be a winning quarterback.
Isn't there backup the guy from Pitt,
Yeah,
Kenny Pickett?
Kenny
Oh,
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, yeah. So,
Mr. Smallhand.
So we just need to get Hurts injured.
I don't want that.
Get Hurts hurt.
Right now, I think he's the best option, and that's the problem. But he's definitely too short. He can't see over the line.
But that makes it hard to hit your target.
Exactly.
And makes it easy to get picked.
Do you
Exactly.
know if the offensive line gets in an elevator together, they can't?
If they can't
all get in?
They all go over the weight limit. They're all in there together, they're over the weight limit of an elevator.
Wow.
There's, I'm not sure the exact number, but it's around this, 1,600 pounds
Really?
on the offensive line.
Wow.
That's a lot of beef.
And they're all well over 6 foot.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Except the center, he's the shortest guy.
Yeah.
He's 6'2",
Yeah.
but he's still 300 and some
I
pounds.
think he's taller than 6'2", because Jason Kelsey was 6'2",
He's not much
and
taller.
he's maybe 6'3", but
Yeah,
still,
yeah,
even at
yeah.
that. But he's
Did
still
you s-
taller than Jalen Hurts, and he can't see over him.
Did you see that movie where Dwayne Johnson took on the whole offensive line of the team? I forget which team it was. It was like the first 5 minutes of this movie. The rest of the movie was about something else. But the first 5 minutes, he's a debt collector, and he's trying to collect the gambling debt off the quarterback of this team. And they had all the real players there.
Yeah.
And he's giving the quarterback a hard time, and the offensive line is like,
Yeah.
what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
And he takes them all on, and he beats the
He beats-
crap
I'm
out of
sure he
all
does.
of them.
Well,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
He was actually a good football player.
yeah.
He played on the Miami teams with what was the name of the Potter?
Sap.
Yeah, he played on the defensive line with Snap.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And the reason why he went into wrestling, screwed his knee up.
It happens. A lot of people are like that. What's his name? Kurt Russell, same thing. He was going to be a professional baseball player. Well, he actually was a professional baseball player. He played in the minors. His dad owned a team. So he played on that team. But there are a lot of people. Dean Kane's another one who played baseball in the minors, but then he got hurt. So, anyway.
Speaking about Sancho Panza once again,
Yes.
you may not know the origins of the brand.
I was just going to say, who was Sancho Panza?
Well, got to go backwards a long ways. The very first novel that was ever written was Don Quixote de la Mancha, or the name of La Mancha they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And when Don Quixote would go riding off on his steed to fight the giants, which were actually windmills,
Mm-hmm.
his assistant rode along behind him on a donkey. His name was Sancho Panza, and he was the comedic relief
Right.
throughout the book. In the 1800s, in the Cuban cigar factories, the guy who would read to all the rollers, he would read the newspaper, he would read Shakespeare, which is why Romeo and Juliet is a brand,
And Monte Cristo.
and he would read the Count of Monte Cristo, so that became a brand, and he would read the Man of La Mancha or Don Quixote. Interestingly, you don't see a Don Quixote cigar out there, but you do see a Sancho Panza cigar because he was funnier. He was like Friar Tuck, a little fat guy in a funny hat on a donkey.
That's on their box, isn't it? I think they
On
got
the
a picture.
Cuban version, and it used to be
Yeah.
on the non-Cuban version too,
Yeah.
but they completely redesigned it.
Yeah. I forgot about him
He is
in the
funny.
book.
He is funny.
Yeah. Anyway. So, what else is going on? Anything?
Other than we got a lot of cigars.
That's good.
I'll smoke them all.
Yeah, you will.
We even got a couple of boxes of the bull.
Oh, and the Rouge and Bull. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And for those of you that care, we're back in Opus land.
We got
Big time.
we
Big
got
time.
Opus in, yeah. Got our allotment of Opus. That's good. I mean, not for us, because we don't smoke it.
No, but it's good because a lot of
A
people
lot of
do.
people do, yeah. More than probably
So
should.
come in and buy your too.
More people than probably should.
Well, we don't have to go there.
No. Anyway. Well, this is a lot of smoke, man.
Mhm.
That's how smoke is,
No, I haven't blown anything.
though. I know, it's crazy.
Since we started smoking, he's
I'm
disappeared
slipping.
back there.
I know, I can't see this. Huh. No. All right, let's get our final thoughts here. Roscoe.
Roscoe.
I didn't change it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I consider it a medium cigar. Not a
Yeah, I
full
don't get the full bodiness of it. It is definitely medium. It's by no means
But
mild at
that's
all.
also because we all smoke cigars constantly. And our taste buds.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, come on.
My taste buds are the same at the end of the day as they are at the beginning of the day.
That's because you smoke 10. They just have time to refresh.
Well, you know, when people talk about how they clear their palate for their next cigar,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do that by smoking another cigar.
Ah, there you go. There you go. But the flavors hasn't changed at all.
Mhm.
Like the same thing all the way through so far. The construction's good. The ashiness of it, for lack of a better term, is reduced. It's a little more firm now.
Mhm.
Really good cigar. 9.4.
Wow. Very good. Well,
I found the mineral taste backed off almost completely.
Yeah.
Not quite completely, but almost. What's left is a little bit of white pepper and a real earthiness that I like. I give it a 9.
I am getting the floral note now.
On the retro.
On the retro now, yeah. I was thinking that as Moose was talking, so I did it. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely a floral note. The retro hail is very nice on this cigar. It really is. I'm
It's
still
a
getting
mild retro, yeah.
Yes, it is. It doesn't burn your nose, doesn't burn anything, and it doesn't burn the back of your throat like some cigars do. Still getting the cocoa note from the Nicaraguan tobacco, and still getting the sweetness from the Double Maduro.
Yeah, there is some sweetness.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go right in the middle of you guys. I'm gonna go 925.
And there you have it.
It's violet. I was right.
Sense
Violet
that.
mints.
They still make them?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's horrible.
they are horrible. Sensen. The Sensen Confection Sucrelli. It's French.
Well, that's probably why it's terrible.
Sen means without, I think. Without?
Okay.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't speak French.
The limits of my French are very specific. Ooh la oui, I sure gotta pee.
Oh my god. All right. So thank you for watching, and I guess we will see you next week.
Smoke
Probably.
often and smoke happy.
Ciao for now,
Smoke 'em if you
everybody.
got 'em.